Still connecting. I know. You wanna you wanna jump out and try and jump back in to see if it works? Because I can't hear you at all. And then it says you're still connecting the audio. Yay!
Oh my gosh, that was the
There we go.
I've had with technology like all year. Hello.
Understandable. How are you doing?
I am good. So I'm Chelsea. I am not Greg.
Okay, you want to consider it?
I'm gonna rename right now. I've been emailing so many people on behalf of Greg in the last week. I don't know if I emailed you to update you that it's me and not Greg.
It's okay. You can just change your name so then that way that's what they'll see on the screen. And, when you go on, but before your presentation, just introduce yourself because the students and the attendees, they won't know. It's okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. Awesome.
Okay,
well,
so
hey.
is it just you that's going to be presenting tonight, or do you have anyone joining you?
Yep. Nope. It's just me.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go through a little housekeeping so you can go through sharing your screen before get a little practice, okay? Before it starts.
Yeah.
So I am Faye, and I'm gonna be here as your facilitator tonight. It's nice to meet you, and we want to thank you for coming. And then we want to also remind you we're going to start right at the hour. So we're going to start at 5:30, and it'll end promptly at 6:15. Okay. So the session is being recorded. And you can mute yourself while you're not actively speaking, but since you're the only presenter, you really don't have to worry about that. You want to make sure you use the share your screen button to share your screen, and then if you're playing a video, turn on the option of share your computer sound so that they can hear it if there's a video in there. Okay, StriveScan is going to send you a list of, so they'll probably send it to Greg because that's who they have on file, but he'll get a list of the registered students, not just the people that attended, as well as the transcript of the Q&A from your presentation tonight within a week. And then when it comes to answering their questions, you want to make sure you don't press answer live, but so that it's not sharing the student's name and info with the entire audience. So you just want to repeat the question out loud and then answer it. And if you want to answer the question, say just to that student, then you want to press send privately after you type an answer to them. Okay. Now, if you don't get to every question, it's okay because again, the transcript will be sent to you. So you can always follow back up with them. All right. So what I'm going to do, just as a reminder at 6:15, when I come on, I'll be coming on and giving them the goodbye for us. And so then we won't see each other because it'll disconnect. So I'm going to tell you thank you again from StriveScan and IACAC for doing it. And I'm going to stop sharing so you can start sharing and get it all worked out. All right. And I'll come back on. I'll unmute myself right like a minute before we're supposed to go. Okay.
Okay. Cool. How many people are registered for today's session?
I am not sure because I did not look at the dashboard before. So I'm not
It'll
sure.
be a surprise.
Yes. But just present like you got a whole room full because it's being recorded and they can go back and watch it at any time. Okay?
Okay. Cool.
Awesome. So, yes, we will. I think we got just a few minutes here. Let me see exactly what time it is. All right, we got 5:26. All right, so I'll mute myself. I'll come back on at 5:29, so you'll know it's time.
Cool. Whew.
Okie dokie. Are you ready? I'll give you time to
Yes.
start sharing my screen here, and we'll broadcast here in just a moment. We'll start
Do you want me to
broadcasting. Okay.
share my screen right away, or you want to share your screen right away?
I'm going to share mine right away, and
Okay.
then I'll say, okay, Chelsea, and then, I'll
Okay.
go off camera. You can start sharing yours, okay?
Got it. Thank
Awesome.
you.
All right, I'm just looking at my clock here, trying to keep time so we do it exactly on point.
I like it. So is there another session then right after this one?
Yes, it's like maybe 2 sessions at a time, 2 or 3 sessions at a time,
Okay.
and they're just concurrent, starting at 2:30, going until like 7:30, I believe.
Okay.
So,
Cool.
all right, it's 5:30, so we're gonna get started, Chelsea. Okay, thank you everybody for joining us, and welcome to the Virtual College Exploration for all Illinois students, sponsored by the Illinois Association for College Admissions Counseling and StriveScan. If you want to ask questions today, please use the Q&A button to type your questions to the presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, you are muted, and your video is off, so the panelists can't see or hear you. You can sign up for more sessions because we have many more available at www.iacac.org, and the recording will be available for this session at www.iacac.org. Okay, Chelsea, go ahead and take it away.
Awesome. Hello, everybody. Hi, I am Chelsea Yordy. I am one of the assistant directors of admissions here at Western Michigan University. I am also a super proud alum. I love this school. I bleed brown and gold. I could stand on a soapbox and talk for hours about why Western is awesome. So I absolutely love doing these sessions. So I'm stoked to kind of introduce you all to Western, what the Bronco community is, kind of give you some great big picture ideas to what this community is. But I would love to hear from you and hear what your questions are. I know y'all probably came to this session hoping to hear certain things or learn certain things, or maybe have me squash some of your concerns. So throw those into the chat feature. I'll try to keep an eye on them as we go through, but then at the very end, it's going to be a lovely conversation via me and your questions in the chat feature. So think about them. I am here to answer them. I want to leave this session hopefully having you know a little bit more about Western, be super excited about Western, and really be ready to start bleeding brown and gold, right? That's what we all want, right? Super creepy, but not in a creepy way, in an exciting, I love this school type of way. So let's kind of dive into this. So Western at a big glance. So we are a D1 MAC school. We've got about a little over 21,000 students here on campus, 21,470 to be precise. And about 17,000 of that population is the undergraduate population. So that is the group of students that you all will be interacting with likely the most. So we really call ourselves the perfect mid-sized school, right? You've got big school opportunity married with a very small school structure, and the small school structure is really the most important piece, right? We want to make sure we're giving you as many opportunities as possible to grow, not just in your potential area of study, your potential career path, and give you all these amazing hands-on immersive experiences to build out your resume. But we want to give you experiences as a person and make sure holistically you are supported and growing as an individual. That is a big component to how we are structured here on campus. So we are a national research institution. There's research happening on a daily basis here, which is really cool. As an undergraduate student, you get to be part of that if you want to. Many of our students graduate with their name on published research papers. That is huge. But if you want nothing to do with research, that's totally fine. That was me. I didn't want to touch it with a 10-foot pole. But you still benefit from being in this environment because you're learning from the professors that are doing that research, right? You're more likely to be taught by a full-time faculty member here at Western Michigan University than any other school in the D1 conference in Michigan. That is big. And when you couple that with our small school structure, you're learning from the pros in a small environment. So our average class size is about 32 students. When you get on your major path, often they're even smaller than that. If you choose to join the Lee Honors College, which I absolutely suggest all of you should, it's very discussion-based, it's awesome. Their average class size is 17 students. So we work really hard to put you in these small environments so you can learn by doing, you can get to know your professors, you can get to know your peers. That is a very important part to our structure here on campus. And that really shows in the academic quality, right? We're gonna put you in these small immersive classrooms and we're gonna challenge you, we're gonna push you. You're, again, learning from professors that are creating the new knowledge. They're the ones that are writing textbooks. They're the ones that are speaking on international panels, right? They're renowned faculty all over the world. That's a big deal. That is why all 7 of our academic colleges have nationally known programs within them. So you're gonna get a killer education. We're gonna push you. We're gonna challenge you. You're gonna be able to be part of research if you want to, but we're gonna support you that whole way, right? We're not one of those schools that's gonna put you in this challenging environment and then just be like, bye, good luck, see you later, have fun on your own. That's not us. That's not the small supportive community structure that we have here. When you come to Western, you are part of the community, and it's a community of people that genuinely care about your success and want to make sure we're supporting you, right? So that is absolutely huge. So those support services really reflect through what our campus community is. So from the super traditional academic support services like the Writing Center, where they'll help you do everything from creating ideas for your research paper to writing an annotated bibliography to, I've heard of instances where they've even helped people write breakup texts, right? Like, absolutely ridiculous. I do not suggest doing a breakup text, but if you need help writing it, I suppose the writing center is there for you. But then there's Bronco Study Zone, which is a massive tutoring facility that is open from early in the morning until during exam week, early in the morning, to our peer-to-peer program, right, where every first-year student is paired with a peer mentor. This person has recently gone through their first year of college. They know the hurdles. They know the struggles. They also know the resources on campus. They know how to connect you to things. They know how to help you find your academic advisor's office or figure out the bus system on campus, which, fun fact, free busing for the whole student body, or really everyone at Western, student, faculty, and staff alike, throughout not just the campus and around campus, but throughout the whole city of Kalamazoo. Super cool, right? But that peer mentor is there to just kind of be your first friend, your first person to really connect you to things. Like I said, I kind of mentioned some of the support services, but like also the really silly stuff like where's the best pizza on campus? And then subsequently, where's the best pizza in the city of Kalamazoo, right? These are really important things. And all of that plays into what our campus community is. Again, I think I have said this a couple times, this is an encouraging, welcoming community that wants you to succeed and wants you to have fun. I think one of our biggest support services that I absolutely love is our Invisible Need Project. So what this is it's a whole office that is geared towards student success at the very base level, right? So their biggest component to this office is a food bank. So Western students, without any questions asked, can go into the food bank every single week and get a whole grocery bag or multiple grocery bags, week's worth of food. No cost, no questions. You need to eat, right? There was a national study, I think it was from the New York Times about a year ago, that 50% of the college population either has food insecurity currently or has suffered from it while they were in college. That's terrible, right? Like you can't be pushed in an academic environment if at the very end of the day, you don't have enough food to eat. This community wants to make sure you have the base, which is food, and then everything else you need to succeed, right? I always talk about the Invisible Need Project because it, in my mind, so perfectly represents this community and how we're all in this together, right? A majority of our students are not going to need the Invisible Food Bank, at least not every week, right? But there's going to be a time where somebody will, and it's there for you. That is the community you're coming into. It's also a really fun community. Like I said, we're located in the city of Kalamazoo, so it's this little urban city full of life and culture and art and nightlife and food, and all of that is represented on campus in things, in terms of things that we have to do, in terms of the 400 different registered student organizations, the D1 Max Sports. We've got Miller Auditorium, which is a huge auditorium. It's the third largest auditorium in the state of Michigan. And since we're perfectly located between Chicago and Detroit, we get a ton of performing artists that come through. Once COVID is done, I cannot wait for those shows to restart because it's a hub of activity right there on campus. It's cool. We're also a very diverse campus. We've been awarded excellence in diversity for the last, I think it's 7, maybe 8 years. And we're proud of that, right? We're proud of that in the sense that our student body is made up of people from all over the world, all over the country, all different socioeconomic backgrounds. But it's diversity is one thing, but inclusion is another. So the opportunities that we have on campus to come together and support each other and learn with each other and go to panelists and events and discussions, it's all about growing together, challenging the status quo and saying, okay, what we have right now isn't what we want. We want to make it better. We want to make sure everyone is welcomed and supported, and that's what's happening here on campus. And it's a really cool energy. I could talk for hours about all of this, but I think something that's really important is that we can't have this really supportive, inclusive, fun environment if it was not if it didn't have a vibe of safety and security, right? So our campus safety has been ranked 3rd in their nation for their safety initiatives, and they're really proud of this, right? They work really hard to make sure they're leading this community through conversation and collaboration and making sure that they're talking with the student body and figuring out, okay, what else can we be doing to help you all? What do you need, right? They're not just a police force that's out there policing all of us and overseeing it. They're there as a resource, right? So from the over 100 different call boxes scattered across campus, where if you push the button, within 90 seconds, someone is there or on the phone to help you. I used it when I got locked out of my car multiple times on campus. We don't need to go into the details, but they were there to help, right? So you've got the bulk blue call boxes, you've got lights throughout campus. It's an incredibly well-lit community. You've got the alert system. So if anything happens both on campus or in the surrounding area, you get a text message, a phone call, a Twitter update, and an email. That is for all students, but also any family members that choose to sign up for it. So it's important that you know what's going on so you can make educated choices of where to go or where not to go, right? But this community, again, it believes in making sure you have opportunities to grow and to succeed and to have fun, right? That is what we are doing here at Western, giving you opportunities to grow holistically as an individual, get killer hands-on business, or not business, but career experience that when you leave with us, you have a resume full of hands-on practical experience to prove, hey, I've already done this, I'm really great at this, give me a job. Right? At the very base, that is what we all want, right? We want to leave here after 4 years, studying something we love, having a blast, growing as an individual, and then getting a killer job. That's the goal. So we're going to do a hard pivot and go into kind of this application process. So what are the things that y'all need to know as you are in the fall of ideally your senior year? So first step is applying. Right? Can't hurt, super easy. We can apply through the Gold Gateway account, so that is on our website, or through Common App. We accept both, they're looked at equally. I will tell you that on our Gold Gateway application, there are some questions that are optional. If you're hoping to compete for merit-based scholarships, do not look at them as optional. Use that opportunity to give us as much information as we can possibly learn about who you are as a person, to figure out, A, what other scholarships you qualify for, but also to get a better idea of you as a person for admission. That's important. So fill out this application as fully and robustly as you possibly can. We are going to need your official transcripts from your high school. If you're dual enrolled or an early middle college, make sure you're sending us your college transcripts as well. We are this year, I'm super excited to announce, test optional, woohoo! Something we've been advocating for a very long time, one less barrier for you. We're super stoked about this. So what this means is you do not have to submit ACT or SAT test scores for consideration for admission. You also do not have to submit them for scholarship consideration. Right? Yay. At the end of the day, if you choose to take the ACT or SAT test, or if you've already done it, right, and you submit them to us, awesome. They will only help you in consideration for scholarships or admission. They will never hurt you. So if you take the test and you decide, hey, these really don't represent me, I'm not very excited about this, don't submit them. Or if you've maybe taken it a couple different times, we are still super scoring, so send us both of them and we will recalculate and give you the best average possible, right? That's important. And then the last piece to that is the application fee or fee waiver. And fun fact, we are celebrating the National Application Month, and we are not charging an application fee for the whole month of October. Yay! So save a $40 and apply in October. That is through our application on the website or through Common App. Incredibly exciting. Save your dollars, put those towards tuition. Very exciting. And I want to point out real quick our early action deadline, December 15th. I'm going to say this probably 18 more times in the span of the next, I don't know, 2 minutes. But December 15th is our early action deadline. This is incredibly, incredibly, incredibly important to you because you need to have your whole application and all of the supporting materials into us on or before December 15th. If you are an amazing scholarship candidate, and you probably could win the Medallion Scholarship, which is our most prestigious scholarship on campus, I'll go into those details in a moment, and you are a prime Medallion Scholarship quality and a candidate, and you apply on December 16th, you don't qualify, right? So please make sure you get your application and all of the materials into us before December 15th. Woo! I was not a vocal major here on campus. No more singing. That is it. But with all of that, looking at the estimated cost is a really big piece, right? So while we are the most affordable, highly ranked institution in the state of Michigan, I can never say that $27,000 is a drop in the bucket and just expect you to whip out your checkbook and have it ready right now, right? That's insanity, right? So it is incredibly important that we are talking about scholarships and how we make these scholarships easy to find and accessible to you. So the first piece being making sure your application is in by December 15th, right? So beyond that, let's look at some other options. And to point out, this is, so as Illinois residents, you're looking at the far right column. You're looking at tuition and fees breakdown of just over $16,000. You're looking at room and board should you choose to live on campus your freshman year, which, fun fact, you do not have to, you're not required. It's highly suggested. I mean, that is your opportunity to really get grounded in this community. Meet people that are either studying the same things as you if you choose to live in a living learning community, or just meet complete strangers, right? My maid of honor, I met on my residence hall floor, first year. I think it was actually the first week. Crazy, right? So it's encouraged. It's not required, but it's encouraged. And then also books and supplies, and then your estimated breakdown is just over about $27,595 to be specific. So it gives you kind of a good breakdown of what you can anticipate. But looking at scholarships, these top, well, I can't say the top five. The top five minus the medallion scholarship. So our Bronco Recognition Scholarship, our Brown and Gold Scholarship, our Bronco Honors Scholarship, and our Bronco Merit Scholarship. Those are 4 automatically awarded scholarships based off of your GPA at the time you apply. So before we, as counselors, even look at your application, based off of your GPA, you go into a pool of people that are automatically awarded these scholarships. So long as you apply and everything is in and submitted and done by December 15th, right? So if you have a 3.25 GPA or higher, you're going to automatically be awarded anywhere from $4,000 all the way up to $10,000. That is a really, really big deal. Make sure you get your application in before December 15th. From there, our most prestigious scholarship on campus is the Medallion Scholarship. We award this to 20 people every year. We narrow it down to 60 finalists, and it is all based on you and your hustle and your grit and determination, and how are you impacting your community and your family, and what are you doing beyond the classroom, right? The classroom academics is a big piece to it. Yes, we want to see that you're pushing yourself and you're taking rigorous classes and you're getting great marks in those classes. But our Medallion Scholars are more than just really great book smart people. They're more than just the ones that are getting straight A's. They're the people that are creating initiatives or organizations or events or something in their community that is making a difference. Our Medallion Scholars are our real leaders here on campus, so please make sure when you're filling out that application, you are highlighting yourself in that best way possible. Show us how you're making an impact. Show us what you're hoping to do once you get to Western and how you're going to make an impact here, or how your education at Western is going to help you make a global impact, right? Like, that's what we want to see. That's what a Medallion Scholar is going to do. So those are the base application, or excuse me, the base scholarships that are embedded into the application process. In addition to that, we also have a ton of academic college scholarships embedded into the application. But beyond that, we have endowment scholarships that you can apply for individually. And the biggest thing that I want to touch on is Scholarship Universe. This is a game changer. So the second you're admitted into the university, I mean, maybe not the second, I think that was a little bit dramatic, but right after you're admitted into the university, I would say probably within 24 hours, you have access to Scholarship Universe. And Scholarship Universe is within the same portal that you use to apply to university. And what it does is it pulls in every single scholarship that you qualify for, both on campus and off campus, nationally in the private sector. Every single scholarship that's pulled into this portal and is right in front of you. All you have to then do is go through and apply to those literally hundreds of scholarships. It's amazing. We know that as an institution, even though we don't have enough scholarship money to give every single person full rides or large scholarships, that doesn't mean our job as an institution is done, right? Back to that community support vibe. We're here to support you and encourage you and help you. And that starts with finding scholarships and giving you the resources you need to find as many scholarships as possible. So all of you students that are in this session right now or watching this later, if you do not have a part-time job, I am going to give you one. Congratulations, you now have a part-time job, and it is applying for scholarships. Spend 5 hours every single week going through Scholarship Universe and applying to those scholarships that you know you qualify for, and see how things start adding up. Right? Scholarship Universe makes it so you don't have to waste any time searching for scholarships and deciding, do I qualify or do I not qualify? I don't even know. No, you immediately qualify. Apply for them. Those $100, $200, $400, $1,000 scholarships, they seem little in the moment, but they add up and make a massive difference. We had a student ambassador work in my office a few years ago who spent 5 hours literally every single day, not every day, every week applying for little scholarships like this. And this was before we had Scholarship Universe. So she was spending time searching for them, deciding if she qualified, and then applying for them. And because she earmarked that amount of time every single week, she was able to get just enough scholarships to leave here completely debt-free. She never got any of our big medallion scholarships or any of these other merit-based scholarships. She did this through all these little scholarships that added up. So it's really exciting for me to be able to say we have a resource and a tool to help cut down on this time for you and just connect you to free money. Free money is the absolute best money, right? So congrats on your new job. Apply to university. I can't wait to hopefully admit you so that you can then start using Scholarship Universe and get all of the free money. That's the goal, right? So ta-da, very exciting. And I want to really touch on all of the different virtual stuff, right? So beyond this session, beyond the high school visits that you may or may not be participating in soon, we want to make sure we're giving you more opportunity, especially in this COVID world, this virtual space, where you can connect with each other, right? Connect with the academic colleges here on campus, learn more about your specific programs and how those classes break down now in the age of COVID or just beyond, what career outcomes look like, all of that. But we also want you to connect with student ambassadors and current students, as well as future students, right? Start that dialogue, start that community, get to know each other. So I highly, highly, highly encourage you to explore some of our virtual experience opportunities. We are open for on-campus, in-person tours. Those are happening. So if you have the opportunity to come up to Kalamazoo, I highly suggest it. Again, it's an awesome little urban city and our vibe on campus is awesome. Tons of trees. It's beautiful. You'll see hammocks everywhere. Even though we're mostly virtual right now, students have the option to be hybrid. You'll see people on campus hanging out because it's a beautiful space. So come enjoy with us, interact with us, ask us questions. We're here to help you through this whole process. So with that, here's my information. Shoot me an email, give me a phone call. I'm literally here all the time to help you. That is my whole job, to help connect you to Western, help answer all your questions, tell you if you need to jump through that hoop or no, that hoop's not very important. So let me know how I can help. With that, I would love to know what y'all are curious about. No one has sent any questions, comments, or concerns. Does that mean you all know for a fact you're coming to Western, you've submitted your application, and you're just ready to do your housing and orientation deposits, right? Maybe. I know it takes some time to type, so I'll give you a moment. But please, let me know what you're curious about. I'd love to elaborate on some things or dive deeper into different parts of campus community, student life. I don't know. Whatever you're curious about, I'm here for you. So I was a theater major here many moons ago. So I have no problem sitting here and chatting with you about the things that I love the most. But I always have this urge to start singing randomly when there's awkward silence. So please don't make me sing. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so how long does it take for an admissions decision? I submitted my app via Common App and have not received any feedback. So Common App, while we look at them exactly the same, Common App takes a little bit more time to come over to us. So usually it adds about 24 to 48 hours to get into our system. From there, it's a process usually of about a month to get all of your transcripts fully linked in, test scores if you're sending them, and then it goes into one of our counselors' queues to start decisioning. So it's usually about a month, give or take. If you're ever curious about it, feel free to reach out to us. Give us a call, shoot us an email. The admissions phone line is, ready for a pen, 269-387-2000. That is the quickest way to get an answer about your application and where it's at. You can also go right to our admissions website and you'll see like at the bottom right-hand corner a chat with us feature. That is worked by our admissions staff all day long. It's not robots. So you can also, if there's a long call log, you can also go right there and say, hey, I applied this day, this is my name. Can you take a look at my application, right? They'll take a look at it for you right there too. So take a look. Do you have any in-person tours on Saturday? Unfortunately, at this time, we don't. We're working right now to double up our tour capacities, but we have found with our student ambassador population and the numbers of people that have come back versus haven't, our staffing is a little more limited than we were hoping. So right now, if you can't find a day in October that works, keep checking back. Again, like we're about to double it up, so increase the capacity, but also increase the time options. So it's Monday through Friday, and then we have right now 4 different tour times throughout the day. And it's about an hour and a half long experience, depending on the academic college you're interested in. Some of those have been able to reopen their campus tours as well. So we'll be able to offer some of those to you as well. So take a look, come hang out with us. Our student ambassadors are awesome tour guides and love introducing you to campus. All right. Anything else? What are you all worried about? Is anybody worried about anything, both in terms of maybe Western specifically or just college search in general? Again, don't make me start singing. None of us want this. Na, na, na. So I feel like I touched a little bit on, I don't know if I touched at all actually about living learning communities and campus housing. So while you all are pondering your thoughts, I will dive into that. So we have 2 on-campus kind of dorm structures. We've got the traditional suite style, and then we also have the community style. So the suite style are mostly all located in our Valley neighborhood. That's where most of our first-year freshmen live. And the suite style is where you would share a room with one other person, so one roommate, same gender. Then the room next to you, same structure, same gender, 2 people, and then there's a bathroom between the 2, and you all share a bathroom. What I would highly suggest as you are figuring out what structure you like the most is being honest with yourself about whether you plan to clean the bathroom. Because in our suite styles, you are responsible for cleaning your own bathroom. I talk with so many students that they're like, oh yeah, hard pass, not cleaning my own bathroom. In which case, you're going to want to look at Western Heights, which is our community-based residence halls. So those are pod structures. So you live in a pod or a house, we kind of call them both, with 30 other people. So 15 rooms, 2 people per room. You share a kitchen, you share a living room, and you share community bathrooms. Now, these community bathrooms are not what they used to be. They're not what they were when I was here, where it was just like a flimsy little curtain that barely covered the entryway. Not that at all. They're floor to ceiling walls, full doors. They're semi-private, right? So you're in a big space with people, but you've got your own closed off area, right? So that is what communal is here at Western. You will find all of our living learning communities are located in the Valley neighborhood, so that is the suite style. And our living learning communities are places where students can live with other people that are kind of studying the same thing as them or going through the same parts of their life together, right? So we want to make sure we're giving you opportunities to kind of have smaller communities and really carve out space for yourself. So most of the living learning communities are academic based. So I'm talking about, the College of Aviation has a living learning community, the Engineering College has a living learning community, the Fine Arts living learning community. The list goes on that connects to all 7 of our academic colleges. The Honors College even has a living learning community, but then there's also lifestyle-based living learning communities. So if you're super interested in studying abroad and global populations and living and learning from people from all over the place, you're going to want to live in the Global International House. So that is where students from literally all over the world and students that are super into study abroad live. Fun fact, they have the largest kitchen on campus. So if you're a big foodie and you love to cook things and like be immersed into that environment, you're going to want to be in that global living learning community. But we also have Spectrum House, which is for LGBTQ ally students. Right? Again, it's making sure we're carving out safe spaces and communities for you to really get to know each other and find your people. That's important. In all of the living learning communities, there's additional support services. So academic advisors will come into the living learning communities and help you register for your classes next semester. You'll have tutors that come into the residence hall, right? We want to make sure that we are breaking down as many obstacles as possible for you to connect to resources. And in addition to that, I mean, it's one thing for me to say, look, we have dozens of support services on campus, right? Whatever you need help with, we have an office or an organization that's there to help you. And it's another for me to say, we've got those organizations, but we also have a system in place to help connect you to those, right? Because it's really hard sometimes to pinpoint if you need help and how to find it. So Solution Squad is this awesome office where you can text them, email them, message them, find them on Instagram, Facebook, send them the message of what you're struggling with, what you need help with, whether it's academic-based or emotionally or mentally, or you're just homesick, right? They're going to connect you to an office or a resource that will help. So Solution Squad, make sure you write that down, look into them. It's an amazing resource. I could talk forever about them, but we have another question. So what are the admissions officers looking for in your personal essay? We want to get to know you. Right, so we did, even before COVID and before we got rid of the test optional or the test scores, we look at these applications from a really holistic standpoint. We want to understand who you are as a person, what you've struggled with, what you're good at, what you're not good at, what challenges life has thrown at you. That is important to us. We're admitting people, right? We're not admitting numbers. That's not the institution that we are. So your essay, your personal statement, one of those should reflect you and who you are. Help us get to know what you're good at, what you're not good at, what you're striving for. Again, when we're looking at specifically for medallion scholarship, that is a big piece that we go to is your essay. It's figuring out what have you accomplished? What are you proud of? What makes you you, right? I don't want to see personally, and I think most of my team will say this, we're not looking for your critique on the Crucible, right? Like that's not what we want. I don't want to see a review of the debates, right? While they're very fascinating and I love that you're politically engaged, high five, go vote, absolutely. I don't want to see that in your essay. I want to get to know you, right? Like what motivates you? What struggles do you have? What passions do you have? Help us understand who you are as a person. That's what we want to see. Hopefully that helps clarify things. All right, it looks like we have a few more minutes. What else? Where else can you guide me? What else would you like me to cover? Any parents out there? Parents, what are you worried about? What are you excited about? Parents, by default, you also become a Bronco and start bleeding brown and gold, just so you know. So I talk with a lot of students who talk about how they're going to make up their college decision, right? Like you're looking at a lot of different schools, you're trying to find your fit, trying to find which community is the best for you. And there's always this concern of, am I going to look good in school colors? I'm being completely facetious, but it's important, right? You got to look good in your school colors. Brown and gold looks good on absolutely everyone. I don't care what your immediate reaction is. I don't care what you're thinking out of the gate. Brown, gold, ooh, those don't go together. Oh no, they do. Everybody looks like they're shimmering, golden, awesome individuals. That's what it's like on campus at Western. Brown and gold shimmers. Kidding, everybody doesn't shimmer. See, nobody has sent me questions, so I'm just having to digress into terrible conversations and make jokes that I don't even know if you're laughing at. I'll laugh. I'm laughing at them. What else? Any other questions? Okay. What else could I talk with you about? Study abroad is a big piece. So even in the day and age of COVID, where travel is a challenge, we still have a fully operational study abroad office that's up and running. One of my student ambassadors actually left in the end of August to Italy for a whole semester to study some old world printing technique, and is going to come back with her own printed book of poetry. Super cool. So it's a doable thing. It just looks a little different. So our study abroad office has 90 preset programs in 40 different countries. And I call these the plug and play options, right? So you go to study abroad and you look through the Rolodex of options and you pick, okay, I want to be in Germany for a semester. This is what I'm studying. This is the focus. This is how much college credit I'm going to take or get bing, bang, boom, done, right? Super easy. But then there's also the more customizable route. So study abroad will work with you to create any sort of study abroad experience you're interested in. So I think about one of our students a couple of years ago who was a fashion merchandising student, and she really wanted to go to London Fashion Week, but it was in the middle of a semester. It wasn't around any of the breaks or holidays. And you know, she couldn't figure out how to get college credit for it. She couldn't figure out how to afford it. It just didn't seem like it would be a feasible thing. Worked with Study Abroad. They ended up making her a custom Study Abroad experience. For 2 weeks, she went over to London, went to a ton of different fashion shows, and spent a total of $500. For $500, she got college credit, and she went to tons of fashion shows, right? So there's this huge misconception that it's going to cost way too much to study abroad, and it's going to delay your graduation. So not true. Study abroad can be any length of time, and there are so many scholarships through the Study Abroad office that I hear from so many students that it costs less for them to study in Italy for a semester than it would if they were here on campus. And that is not a comment on how expensive Western is. It's a comment on the additional number of scholarships and financial resources Study Abroad has, right? We want to make that opportunity for everybody, no matter what you're interested in. So Study Abroad, highly suggest it. Okay, another great question. So are people really involved in sports events? Do you guys offer many clubs other than what we are studying to help the community or campus in general? Yes. So sports ball is a big thing here on campus. So we've got 16 different varsity level sports. So think football, basketball, volleyball, hockey. Fun fact, hockey, we are known nationally because we have the loudest hockey arena in collegiate hockey. It's awesome. I know nothing about hockey, and it is one of my favorite events to go to because the energy level is through the roof. Everybody's there cheering you on. Everybody is in brown and gold. It's just a really fun environment. So yes, sports is a big piece to our campus. People tailgate almost all of the sports. They go to all the sporting events. There's a really cool app that students can download that tracks your attendance at sporting events, not in a creepy way, but in like, I'm going to give you free things kind of way. So the more events you go to, more sports games you go to, the more points you get, and then you get free swag. So free jackets and shirts and, I don't know, desk emblems, all sorts of crazy cool stuff. So yes, sports is a big part of our culture. We also have club teams and intramural teams. So let's say you're a super passionate soccer player, but you don't want to play at that varsity D1 MAC level, but you still want to be involved. You can play on the club team. So they compete against other schools in the Midwest. It's just a little less rigorous, right? Think JV as opposed to varsity. But then there's also the intramural team. So that is more of like your social environment. So people that maybe have never played beach volleyball before get together, make a team, and you have fun playing beach volleyball, right? So there's lots of different levels for sporting events. And the same goes for the clubs, right? So we've got just over 400 registered student organizations, and those range from debate club and swim club to squirrel watching club, where students literally get together and watch squirrels, right? I don't know exactly what they're doing. I'm assuming they're like analyzing squirrel behavior, but I don't know. There's also an esports team. So students are competing internationally in gaming. There's a myriad of things. Whatever you're interested in, there's a group of people that are also interested in it. That is the beauty of coming to a school at our size. That is the big school opportunity. You're meeting and mingling and networking with 21,000 people, right? You're gonna find your community. You're gonna find your niche. That's important. We also have Greek chapters, right? So 32 Greek chapters. They are rooted in social activities. They all are rooted in philanthropy, so they're all volunteering, and they all have a different mission or cause. There's some of them that are academic-based. There's some of them that are honors-based, multicultural. We have the Divine Nine, which are the 9 historically Black fraternities and sororities across the country. So there's lots of opportunities for you to get involved. I will point out that we are not one of those schools that you have to join a Greek chapter to be able to make friends and socialize and have fun. No, we support it, and they're very involved on campus and in the community, but you can meet people and get involved in lots of other things beyond just Greek chapters. Something people tend to ask quite a bit. So lots of opportunities. And the kind of community involvement's a big piece to extending off of campus. So we are about a mile from downtown Kalamazoo, and there is so much to do downtown, from nightclubs to restaurants to, we've got our very own coffee trail. So it's something like, 15, 16 different locally owned coffee shops, and there's a trail. Like, so you go to one of them and they'll give you a map and like suggested things to order at each of the different coffee shops. And then you bop around and explore the whole city of Kalamazoo. It is so cool. It's a very artsy community. We have an art hop the first Friday of every month, even in the middle of the winter with snow blizzards and all that grossness. Art hop still happens. We've got food truck rallies. We've got hiking trails, biking trails. It's really a 4-season playground. It's absolutely cheesy as that is. It's true, right? You've got Lake Michigan that's about 40 minutes from us, beautiful beaches. You've got ski hills. You've got the hiking trails. You've got the little city. You're no more than 7 minutes from little lakes. No matter what direction you go in the city of Kalamazoo, there's tons of little lakes, not Lake Michigan size, but totally boating size. So there's just a lot of really fun stuff to do in Kalamazoo. You're not coming to a school that is surrounded by absolutely nothing, that's for sure. You're surrounded by art and culture and life and opportunity. And with that, there's tons of businesses, right? So tons of Fortune 500 and massive companies. So you've got Stryker, you have Pfizer, you have Whirlpool, you have Rubbermaid, you've got the Arts Council, like all of these huge corporations in all sorts of different industries located in Kalamazoo or Southwest Michigan. Right? So you're going to come and have a lot of fun, but you're also going to have tons of opportunities to network with some pretty major companies, right? Get those job experiences, get the part-time jobs or the internships or the externships, which are like long weekend internships. So you can try something and figure out if you like it before you fully commit to it, right? We want to give you those opportunities. And that's what you're going to have here at Western. We're going to push you, we're going to challenge you, but we're going to support you, not just in the classroom, but as a person holistically. We want you to grow and become the best version of yourself. That's what it means to be a Bronco. Na, 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 na. What else? Anything else? Or did I just like wrap it all up so beautifully right there? Okay.
You did an excellent job, Chelsea. Thank you for doing the presentation tonight for Western Michigan. And we thank everyone for joining us. And we want to let you know, after this window closes, there will be a 4-question survey, a real quick survey that will appear. And you can sign up for more sessions at www.iacac.org. And this recording will be available in about a week at www.iacac.org. Everyone have a great time. Good night.
Go Broncos!